Hey, it's Sammy Jacks. This is number 9 at Philippe Park in Safety Harbor, Florida. And it looks just like, it just looks like a picnic shelter, right? But this is actually ancient Indian burial ground. Let me go to the other side here. You'll see it's a mound. But archaeologists found that underneath this shelter and underneath that playground over there, there's a playground in the distance, is actually an Indian burial site. And this is probably the largest Indian burial site in Pinellas County, Florida. But see the mound? Like, we're on a hill right here. So this is most likely an ancient Indian burial ground right here. Pretty cool, right? We're at Philippe Park in Safety Harbor, Florida, and there's a lot of ancient Indian burial ground here. And I'm gonna show you a little bit. I'm gonna show you what I can find. I doubt there's many artifacts. I don't think we're gonna see any artifacts, but you'll see some hills, which is pretty cool. But as we follow this path here, I'll show you. The path leads to a playground, and under this playground, another Indian burial ground right here. Isn't that crazy? Underneath this giant playground. There's little tiny gnats out here, little bugs, no-see-ums as we call them in Florida, and they're biting me. I don't like them. But this is a really beautiful area. Like, you're not going to believe this. And probably why it was inhabited by Native Americans at one time, until the European settlers came. And the sad thing is, the Indians here died out. This is like their main city right here. But see, I want to turn around and show you this in a second. But the Indians died out because they didn't have immunity to any of the diseases that the European settlers brought with them. But see, this is on a cap. Like, this is built up. This is burial ground. And there's shelter number 9. You can see you weren't able to reserve it for a while. They stopped reservations because they said, oh, it's burial ground underneath there. So if you do reserve that now, I think you can still reserve it. I'm not sure if you can or can't, but it says reserved on there. So I figure maybe you can. But that is ancient Indian burial ground. It's crazy. Across the street here, I looked both ways, don't worry. But this is a beautiful park. Like, you can see straight out on the water here. Like, you can see why people would want to live here, right? It's just gorgeous. And as you go further down, like, you're in the water, like you're right there. Ow. This is a shelter that looks like it sustained a little storm damage last year. Just a little bit. Like, it looks fine right here, but then when we get a little bit further, oh, the roof is broken entirely. I wonder what it looks like underneath here. Actually, it doesn't look bad. It's just the corner that's entirely gone. Oh, look at that. From here, you can kind of see it, the whole shelter slanting to the left. There's an interesting historical marker. It says, Menendez, Spanish governor of Florida, after building fort at St. Augustine in 1565, came to this site in 1567 and persuaded the Indian chief, I'm going to say this wrong, I'm sorry, I think it's Tocobago, and his 1,500 braves who lived here to accept Christianity. Menendez erected a blockhouse for a mission used by Jesuit priest Father Rogel and 30 soldiers. Later, during Rogel's absence, the Indians massacred all but 3 soldiers, and these were killed when Rogel's ship appeared in the bay. The mission was abandoned in 1568. This commemorative plaque, erected by Florida Society of Colonial, I can't see what it says, Dames, 19th century, January 14th, maybe it's 20th century, 1961. Wow. So right now it just looks like a beautiful park, but there's a lot of history here. Trees and green space. Feel really good here. Like, it just feels like a really nice, peaceful place. And I can imagine Native Americans probably felt this is a good place to be, a safe place, because the trees and sacred land, I would imagine. Sign says historical mound that way, and we're going. He is having a barbecue over here, and it smells really good. Whoever's cooking that, good job. Whatever it is, smells delicious. All right, we're coming up to a plaque over here between some palm trees. I'm going to read it real quick. But look at this mound right here. Isn't that crazy? Man-made burial site. Native American burial ground. And some people say this is why Pinellas County doesn't get a lot of hurricanes, is because the ancient Indian burial ground here. And right here it says Safety Harbor Site. Has been a designated registered National Historic Landmark under the provisions of the Historic Sites Act of August 21st, 1935. The site possesses exceptional value in commemorating or illustrating the history of the United States. United States Parts of the Interior National Park Service, 1966. I'm going to go up this hill in a second. You see their shells carefully placed around this so that you notice that while you're over here. Then over here we have a sign. Tocobaga Temple Mound. And this is in Pinellas County, Florida. I've never seen this, but I know it's a little bit hard to read with the shadows, but it says the Temple Mound was built by Native Americans known as the Tocobaga. It is the largest remaining mound in the Tampa Bay region. The mound was made of alternating layers of shell and sand. Remains of posts indicate that there were at least one structure on top, possibly used for ceremonial purposes or the chief's dwelling. Archaeologists believe the ramp led to a town plaza at the base of a mound. The village, and there's some pictures here. I don't know if you can see these. I can't really see them either. But it says the village extended to the south as well as the west in an L-shaped pattern. Remains of this village were discovered in the early 20th century. The trash mound, known as Kitchen Midden, also left many clues about their culture and social structure. When the Spanish arrived, they described the Tocobaga people as tall, well-muscled, strong, and agile. They were armed with powerful bows, stone-tipped arrows, and spears thrown with atlatls. The Tocobaga wore little clothing, but had many tattoos signifying their rank or status within the tribe. This village was a center of political and cultural influence. It was home between 400 and 2,500 people. That's a lot of people. Hurricane changed the shape of the mound in 1848, and it washed away 1/3 of the mound. Odette Philippe used the mound to save his family from the tidal surge. The stone retaining walls were completed by park staff in 1983 to stop further erosion. Hill, I'm not sure what I'm going to see up here, but let me show you a picture of the mountain. This is Native America right here. This is an ancient Indian burial ground. This incline is really steep right here. Oh boy. That's a workout. We are at the top of the mound. Okay, I made it. How was the workout? It says don't remove any artifacts. I'm not sure if we're going to see any artifacts. But look down. It's pretty cool. Well, let's go down. I'm going to go down to that area and look at it from the bottom up. And you can see from here, like, it doesn't look that high up, but that's where I was standing down there. It is really high up. I don't know how high up this thing is, but it's up here. So it's rumored. I'm not sure if it's true or not. I mean, it's a rumor. You really can't scientifically prove a rumor. But they said Pinellas County doesn't get really bad storms because it's protected by ancient Indian burial grounds. Last year we did get a pretty bad storm, but I don't think anyone died. Stairs. I know these stairs are not like artifacts or anything. These are probably pretty new, but they're nice. This feels really good over here. Really breezy, peaceful. Wow. This is pretty incredible. Like, just looking out in the distance here, this is amazing. And there's no CMs out here. So if you do come out here, bug repellent and sunscreen, which I have neither, but that's okay. All right, now we're at the bottom of the mound. And apparently they built a seawall around this to protect the mound from eroding even further. It says it did erode 1/3. It sounds like there's a boat out there in the water. But as we turn around here, I guess that's the wall that they built to protect the mound, or maybe it's the wall on the water. But there's a wall here. It's definitely holding up the mound. And there's a seawall down here as well. I imagine they both protect the mound. And like now I'm curious every time I see a little piece of stone, look, could be an artifact right there, see? It's a little square piece of, like a little piece of stone or something. It's probably an artifact. It says don't remove any artifacts, so anything cool here should stay right here. He's got a speedboat out here making a lot of noise. This is a really pretty peaceful area. Imagine back in the day this would be a beautiful place to be because the wind, I'm sure you can hear the wind right now, and this is just like a great place. The wind and the air and the breeze and I don't know, it's all the same thing, right? Air, wind, breeze. But it feels really good out here and stuff down here. I'd be surprised if the hurricane from last year didn't make anything appear from underneath the sand that hasn't been here in a while. Erosion caused from the storm last year. I don't think there's any artifacts in here. And that is the mound all the way up there. That's where I was looking down, and now I'm down here. I can't imagine being a Native American and living here and enjoying the peaceful land and then seeing somebody appear on a boat. Especially if you've never seen a boat before. That'd be amazing. I think that's a jet ski. But what a beautiful, peaceful home they had here. And you can see down here all their land for miles and miles they had. Peace and tranquility. And then some European settlers came and sadly got them sick and then they died. Probably didn't all happen in that order, but it's just horrible. Walking around the mound, I think I'm going back uphill, maybe downhill, I don't know. But it's hot out here, and this is a long walk. I'm just thankful that if the Native Americans here have protected us from hurricanes, it's a big deal. It's something to be commended for. I hope they live on in spirit somehow, and hopefully they're all at peace. Hopefully it's not haunted out here. I don't think it is. Super peaceful out here. There's a couple pieces of concrete there from something at some point in time in the water. Probably some arrowheads and stuff down here potentially. Giant tree. Ooh, look, birds. Wildlife here is pretty cool. And this little staircase has seen better days. No swimming. There's absolutely no walking down there either because, I don't know. There's water. It'd be hard to walk down there. And the markers out here, they got little poles. I'm not sure why there's these little flags and poles out here. But there is a little bit of hurricane damage here and there, but under there, it looks like there's a wall right there. Well, we can't see it right now, but there's definitely some type of wall underneath the water. That guy's boat's pretty annoying in the background. I'm gonna walk up these stairs here. And these are not ancient stairs by any means. These are probably like 50s or 60s. It's still very nice. I'm gonna walk up into somebody's barbecue and get some barbecue. Not really. Look at that massive tree. That tree is super old. It's a really old tree. So this is Philippe Park, Safety Harbor, Florida. Really cool park. If you live in Pinellas County or Tampa, it's a cool place to visit. It's got a lot of history here. I'm not allowed to bring bicycles and stuff up here, but check this out. They got like little bicycle parking things here. So you can park your bike. There's no skateboarding, no bicycles, no skates. I like the way they have a child skateboarding on there. And this is the ancient Indian burial mound. I'm going to walk around. I haven't been that way. So I'm going to walk around this way. Let's see what there is. I read the stone to you before. Oh, there's actually a really cool looking tree over there in the distance. It's kind of laying on its side. I don't know, somebody's probably going to comment that this place is haunted or something, but I mean, I think everything's probably haunted to a degree. Some stairs here. And this is the other side of the Indian burial ground. I haven't been on this side yet. These stairs are pretty cool over here too. Let me turn around and give you a shot of this real quick. Nice stairs. You can see the retaining walls around the mound. Oh, there's something really sharp in my shoe. I stepped on a twig or something. And you know what? If it's true about the Indians, I do want to thank them for protecting the land here. I know it's difficult to say, but it's pretty amazing. There's some cool looking stuff down here. Look at the roots on this tree. Wow, I've never seen anything like that. As we look towards this tree, I mean, I don't even know what that is. It's just really super cool. Check that out. I mean, it's nature and it looks like artwork. And there's something weird here on the ground. I don't know what that is right there. I'm not sure if it's an animal. It looks like it's a shell all clumped together, but it's something. And we are right against the water here. That's one thing I love about Florida. I like all the touristy stuff. I like the history. A lot of people say that Florida doesn't have any culture, but Florida has culture. You just gotta get out there and find it. I'm not seeing any artifacts. I do see some termites here. There's some termite damage in this wood. I don't see any snakes. I definitely don't want to see any snakes. There's the burial mound. And we can walk away or walk around. I mean, there's hazards out here though. Check out this piece of wood. Somebody could easily trip on that. You could easily hurt yourself a million different ways out here. I'm not seeing any crabs either. No little crabs. There's a butterfly. There's a little butterfly right there. Little tiny butterfly. Not sure what he's doing. And then there's like little things out there that look like, I don't know if you can see those. Straight ahead, there's like little mounds in the water. Those look man-made. I'm not sure what they are. Some very cool stuff out here. A lot of uneven ground. So this is my first visit to an ancient Indian burial ground. I think it's very cool. And you know, I've been to the casino a bunch in Tampa. The casino's not ancient Indian burial ground. It used to be a department store. It's a reservation, but it was not ancient Indian burial ground. And I do enjoy the Hard Rock. Maybe too much. Down here, I'm venturing somewhere down here. It looks like a path. A lot of footprints here, so I think this is an okay way to go. Probably. Some really beautiful, just nature, birds. Look at this. You can't beat this. I don't think you can get more Florida than this. You can add some alligators, but I don't think anyone will come if there was alligators. Close together with the roots here, it's like huge, and there's a spider web up there. Beautiful. To come to places where there's been history, where there's like dead malls, where there was a lot of people or people did something. This is actually a pretty amazing place to be. I mean, there's no structures left, but like just to be here on the land where people lived and breathed and they celebrated, they mourned. Just something like that to me is incredible. Just to be able to think about that and enjoy the land that they were once on, to me is amazing. So I'm really thankful that I had the opportunity to come here and do this today. Up to me and they gave me this card that says Jesus loves you with a scripture on the back. They said Happy Easter, and I said Happy Easter to them, and Jesus loves them too. Whether you believe or not, it doesn't matter. It's somebody believes, they have faith in something, so, you know, maybe I do or don't believe, but I'm not going to knock anyone for believing. And if you do believe, Happy Easter to you too. And if you don't, it's Sunday. Happy Sunday. So, it's hot out here. It's like 1,000 degrees. There's a red flag right there that says number 1. There's got to be some significance of that. I don't know what it is. What does it say? It says something on there. Oh, it says bucket golf. Now I feel like, I thought it was like some kind of Indian artifact marker. Now I feel dumb. Like an artifact dig or something right there. My bad. Somebody's just playing golf. This is where we started the video, right here at the playground in shelter number 9. That they said is, in fact, an Indian burial ground as well. So right now there's kids playing on top of it. There's no kids there right now. Well, yeah, there is kids there playing right now. Number 9 in the background. Pretty incredible. Probably a lot more other things under this ground than we realize. My late model BMW that's falling apart. See you guys later. Don't die unless you have to. Subscribe. I'm Sammy Jacks. Goodbye. This content incoming, they have an information kiosk and it tells you the different birds and stuff they have here, microplastics, what to do if you find a baby bird, different things like that. Different preservations, coyotes, you'll see coyotes out here. And then they have Tocobaga Indians of Tampa Bay, what they ate. What did they eat? It says because they lived near the bay and the freshwater streams, they fished and gathered shellfish as their primary source of food. They also ate manatees. I knew you could eat manatees, which were abundant in the nearby waters. They call manatees now the cow of the sea or something, so I mean they probably taste like a hamburger. It also says animals such as deer, rabbits, armadillo, and squirrels. As a result, the Tocobaga became great hunters. They also gathered a variety of berries, nuts, and fruit. And it says in 1528 right there, Panfilo de Narvaez, a Spanish explorer, arrived in the Tampa Bay area. He and his men found the Tocobaga and brought disease and violence to the tribe's peaceful existence. As a result, the Tocobaga Indians became extinct within the 100 years. Archaeological digs in the Safety Harbor area of Florida have uncovered many artifacts or man-made objects from the Tocobaga. Items such as plates and pots have been found. They were expert potters. Incredible. And then there's a map of Philippe Park. This is where we were. There's some animals you can see here. Alligators. You can't see alligators here, so it is Florida. Deers, squirrels, turtles, coyotes, and birds. And I'm actually getting out of here. See you later. Don't die unless you have to.